in the kitchen, and different thing today is this is no oil cooking, zero oil. So my pan, it's clear, right? I put my onions, I put my garlic, there you go, let it cook for a little while. So I mean, it's not like I say you cannot use any oil, you know, cold pressed oils, good butters are very good to consume. But when you cook, if you actually add oil to the pan and the smoking point of the oil, I mean, if it's hot, it loses all its nutrition. So if you're using like a cold pressed olive oil, so what I do is I cook without oil. Now remember, you need the right cookware for that. See, there is no oil in this, but it doesn't stick, it doesn't burn because it has the right cookware. To cook the onions, you can add a dash of water. That's good. And this will cook the onions. So we cook the onions in water, not in oil. And the biggest misconception is the oil or the butter or the fats gives the taste. The more the oil, the tastier the dish. It is not true. You can make tasty food without adding so much oil. You can put the oil on top of it. So when the dish is ready, you can add butter or you can add cold pressed coconut oil, cold pressed olive oil, anything you like. So my onions are cooked. Yes, they are cooked. Now to this I will add my peppers. Add all the peppers. With vegetables, you don't really need a lot of water because the vegetables have water in them, and it's great when the vegetables can cook in its juices. For that you need low heat and you need the right pan. So I'm going to cover this up and let the vegetables cook in its juices. In the meantime, what I have done is I have ground tomatoes. Now you can use canned tomato paste, you can use if you don't have time. I had some time this afternoon, so all I do is take out the skin of the tomatoes and grind it into a paste, and I will use that as a base for my pasta sauce. And so you see my peppers are nicely cooking. Ooh, look at that. There's zero oil in this and still I can see nothing burns. Look at the pan. So I have some zucchini here, and this is green zucchini. You get yellow zucchini, you get green zucchini. Now I put pepper and zucchini because that's what I happen to have at home. You can put carrots, French beans, green peppers, shimla mirch. You can put anything you want. The whole idea is when you cook it like this on slow, you don't need to put oil and you put very little water. So now my peppers are cooked. Look at that. I'm going to just add my zucchini. And the zucchini also has some water in it. So I will let these vegetables cook in its steam. I will not add any water to it because vegetables actually can cook in their juices, and that's when it becomes really tasty. But if you use a stainless steel cookware, it doesn't burn. You don't need water, you don't need oil, and you can cook it on slow. It evenly cooks, provided it's a quality multiply. You know, it has to be stainless steel and multiply. For example, this is a 5-ply, and that's why the material can withstand heat, and it doesn't need a lot of oil, it doesn't need a lot of water. So I will cover it up now and let it cook. Look at that. It cooks in its own juices. So to this I will add some pepper, black pepper, and some salt. I'm making this with Italian spices. I'm going to add some oregano and some basil. Now if you want to put Indian spices, I mean you can do whatever you want. It's just I'm making it a little bit Italian today with the Italian spices. And wow, look at that, it's yummy. Now my vegetables are cooked. Zero oil, very little water. Now to this I will add my homemade pureed tomato sauce. It's just ground tomatoes, that's it. And if you want to buy it from the shop, you could, or you can home make it. With homemade things, if you have time, it's easier because it's at least you know what's going in. So I'm going to put my boiled pasta. You can use any pasta. I got this. And add pasta to this. Stir it in, mix it in. You can top it up with cheese. You can put some olive oil, cold pressed olive oil on top. You can put some chili flakes. Yes, chili flakes. That goes really well. Chili flakes you can add. You can add whatever you want. Now, nothing wrong in adding generous amounts of olive oil to this. You can add ghee if you have good ghee at home. You can. I'm going to add some butter maybe later. But I want you to see how you can cook without oil, and you can maintain the colors of the vegetables and the texture of the vegetables. Look at that. I get a lot of requests to show my homemade tomato pasta sauce. So today I'm going to show it easy, right? So I have here tomatoes just steamed and ground. So I have tomatoes, garlic and onion in this. You can put as much as you want. Now to this I'm going to put bell peppers. So I have just yellow bell peppers. I'm going to make this different because this one will not have any butter or any oil in it. It's the cookware that you use that you can do that. So I put on the gas, and you can see to my frying pan I will add my bell peppers. So you see my peppers are just lightly sauteed. Remember, I didn't put any oil or butter in this. Now they're nicely lightly sauteed and the moisture has dried. To this I will add my tomato paste. So the tomato has onions, garlic and tomato. So I just blend it together. I take off the skin many times, and I also take off the seeds sometimes, but it's just a preference. You could do it if you like, or if not, it's fine. Now to this what I do is add some salt and pepper and a magic ingredient which I will show you. It's simmering nicely. I will let it simmer for a few minutes, maybe 5 to 7 minutes, and when this is ready I will add boiled pasta to this. That is a homemade vegetarian pasta sauce. I will also add some oregano. I have some oregano, a little bit of oregano, a little bit of basil. If you got fresh basil, nothing like fresh basil. I happen to have just dried basil, so I'm going to use dried basil. And you let the tomato paste cook for a little while. I know the color looks really pale, and that's the magic ingredient that I do. Now if you have tomato paste, you can put tomato paste because that will sharpen the color. I happen not to have tomato paste, so I put some ketchup. I know ketchup is not good for health, but I make it a bit tasty by adding some ketchup, and I change the color. So I put some ketchup, that's good, and I will let this cook in its sauces. If this video is helpful, hit the share button and share it with a friend.